YouTube? This your boy MZ from MZ Talks Boxing. Now, there's been discussions about the O on a boxer's record. And overwhelmingly, people always say, the O, if you lose that O, that doesn't break your career. And they're right, it doesn't. Hence being Muhammad Ali, Floyd Patterson, George Foreman, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Julian J. Rock Williams, Tony Harrison. That's just to touch a few. These guys took losses and became champions. The greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, became world champion 3 times. Now, with that being said, we're moving to a list that's a different tier. There's a list of 15 world champions, undefeated. Now, those 15 world champions, 4 of them were American champions. Now, I'm going to give you a rundown on one said champion, world champion bantamweight, 1894 to 1899, Jimmy Berry, 59-0. Let me say that again. 59-0. Now the next 3 have set themselves apart from the other 12. Rocky Marciano, heavyweight champion, world champion, 1952 through 1956. It's a 4-year reign. He has 6 title defenses. This was the man that everyone said Floyd Mayweather was chasing. 49-0, Rocky Marciano. Now, make sure we put him on the list. Andre Ward, 32-0, 8 title defenses. He left the game undefeated as a champion. The third fighter that I'm going to name is, you all know him, Floyd Mayweather Jr., 50-0. 50-0. Now, people are going to say right out the gate, there are fighters that are better than Andre Ward. There are fighters that are better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. There are fighters that are better than Rocky Marciano. Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time. And again, allow me to say, this isn't a list of who's considered the greatest of all time. I'm giving you a breakdown of the 0 and why it's so special. Jimmy Berry, 1894 to 1899. Now, here's what separates championship tiers. You can be a world champion with a loss. You can be a world champion with more than a loss. We're going to say, for sake of argument, because we're pretty much just going to use numbers, we're not looking at the fact that they did great things outside of the ring. We're just looking at what happened boxing and how extraordinary the feat of being a world champion and retiring undefeated. Now, once again, I said there are 15 names on that undefeated list. I named you 4. And then I told you there were 3 that separated themselves from the other 12. Jimmy Berry, I'm sorry, not Butler, basketball. Jimmy Berry falls in that 13. I'm going to say right here, right now, the test of the squared circle takes two fighters. Turn those fighters with an exam to see if they have the right stuff. Once you have the right stuff, you start fighting. And we're talking professional here. We're going to straight talk professional. You start fighting. When you step into the ring, your record, your very first time stepping into that professional squared circle, your record is consisting of zeros. Now, you want to lose one of those zeros. You want to lose that zero that's standing in the win column. So the squared circle gives you a test. The test consists of, if you're an 8-round fighter, it consists of 8 exams. 10-round fighter, 10 exams. 12-round fighter, 12 exams. There is no guarantee for any fighter that during the time of the test in the squared circle that he will pass all of those exams. There's a strong chance that some could fail the exam in the first round. They could fail the 3rd round exam. At any point in the fight, each round is an exam. A fighter can lose. Following me? Now, we're going to talk about the top tier of undefeated. You have to be a world champion to be on this list. At number 3, my opinion, using the numbers of undefeated world champions. Coming in at number 3 is Andre Ward, SOG. He has a win tally of 32 professional bouts. No losses. What separates him from the other 13 that I named is he has no draws. He has never met his match. He has no contest. See, people think of win and loss as the only zeros, but the tie 0 is important, as well as the no contest 0. Now, Andre Ward was the super middleweight WBA champion from 2009 to 2015 with 6 title defenses. The WBC, the ring lineal champion from 2011 to 2015. He defended the WBC once, the ring lineal twice. Then he moves up to light heavyweight, where he gains the WBA, the WBO, the IBF belts. From 2016 to 2017, he defended all those belts one time, and then he called it a day. His record suggests that he is better than Jimmy Berry and the other 12 world champions, because even though those world champions are undefeated, some of them have ties, which mean those days they met their match. They couldn't best the test. The test being the other combatant couldn't pass their test. They came out with the same answers. So, now you get the logic of what we're using here. We're going to place Andre Ward at number 3 on the top tier of world champions that left the game undefeated. Coming in at a strong number 2 is Rocky Marciano, heavyweight world champion, 1952 to 1956, 6 title defenses, 49-0. Now, a lot of people growing up back in the day with growing up that are older would remember people saying that that's like the greatest record ever in boxing, and they just didn't foresee anybody ever beating that. Now, some people would say because Rocky Marciano is a heavyweight, he should be number 1 on this list. And Andre Ward, some people would say he should be higher than Rocky Marciano for the simple reason he moved up in weight classes. But because Ward has 32 wins and Marciano 49, you can kind of see why I place Marciano at number 2. Now, sitting at the top of the undefeated world champions would be Floyd Mayweather. Now, I want you to follow this part closely. Remember when he came up with TBE, the best ever? Mainstream media lost their mind. Some casual fans lost their minds. Some hardcore boxing fans lost their minds. Historians, everybody was like, oh, he could never, you got Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm just going to name those 2 names. And other champions that they feel Floyd Mayweather was disrespected. But in no way did he ever say he was the greatest of all time. He even said that he was not taken away from any fighter. To help you see it the way I've seen it, Floyd Mayweather Jr., 50-0, with no ties, no contest. He started off as super featherweight WBC 1998 to 2002 with 8 title defenses. He moves up to lightweight WBC belt 2002 to 2004, 3 title defenses. He also went to the light welterweight, grabbed the WBC belt 2005 to 2006. He vacated that belt to move up in weight class. Welterweight, he gains the WBA, the WBC, 2006 to 2008. Took 2 years off, came back 2011 through 2015, 8 title defenses. Light middleweight, WBA, WBC, 2007, 2012 through 2015, and 2017, 2 title defenses. He came back in a non-title fight against Conor McGregor to gain the 50th win. Because it was sanctioned by the boxing commissions, that gave him his 50. Now he moved up in weight classes. He has quite a few title defenses. This is why I place Floyd Mayweather at the very top. Now there can be plenty of arguments made. The time that the fighters were fighting, that you meaning their era, the level of competition. But I say you can only fight the fighters that are in your era. You can only test against the fighter that is placed in front of you. When it came down to the test of the squared circle, there are only 3 world champions to ever step into that ring more than 30 times, take their exams, finish their careers with straight A's. 1 Floyd Mayweather, 2 Rocky Marciano, and 3 Andre Ward.